Welcome to the Teach Different podcast. We are here again with a couple community organizers and activists from Chicago. They are frequent guests, Tree and Jarvis. We're going to be talking about a quote from Aristotle today, and it's going to be a really, really good quote. I would like for us to address somewhere in the conversation, but maybe later after we start off with the quote, keep it a little shorter than normal. And I'd like to address the Minneapolis situation and some of the stuff that's just happened in it. And I'm going to ask these two young men their opinions and their guidance on how we can, as much as possible, try to avert the types of tragedies that we're seeing in the streets. There's a lot of forces at play right now. There's government power at play, and there's also protesters. There's civilians that feel that their rights are being taken away and that they're not being heard. And this is a cauldron. This is a really, really dangerous situation in a lot of ways. And it has to be approached in a very smart way. So I want to talk about that, and it'll hopefully emerge right out of the quote. We know the drill here. Claim, counterclaim, essential question. I'm going to read the quote. I'm going to have Tree introduce himself and talk a little bit more about what he does before he weighs in on the quote for the first time. So that's the slight alterations to our normal routine, but we're going to get things going right now. I'm going to read the quote a couple times. Tree, it'll be on you. Introduce yourself and then come up with your claim or what you want to say about the quote. This is Aristotle, okay? Greek philosopher, Plato's student. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free. Tree, who are you? And weigh in on this provoked quote.
Peace, everybody on the podcast and viewers that's listening in. My name is Tree. I'm an artist. I'm an activist. I'm a man of many hats. I'm a nonviolence advocate. I'm a gun safety advocate, gun violence survivor. I use my story and my platform to inspire youth and to tell them, I'm also paraplegic due to gun violence. So I just use my entire being and my entire story to impact youth through social engagement and also through content means. A man that has, say it one more time.
He who has overcome his fears will truly be free.
I agree with that. And I'm gonna, like you said, keep it short. I literally just left the hospital. Bounce, he was on the phone with me. I just left the hospital. My aunt, they finna pull the tube. They finna pull the plug on my aunt. Yeah, that's where I was coming from. So,
What happened?
She has stage 4 colon cancer, and she coded this morning. So she stopped breathing this morning. So she's now on the breathing tube. That's the only reason she's alive. So seeing all my cousins there crying, grieving, me being there crying, grieving. This is the second time I've seen death in this form. I've only ever seen death through the means of violence, like gun violence. So I've never really seen health death or old age death until these two situations, and it kind of reminded me of the mortality of humans, of us. Like this isn't forever. So to get to the point though, how this connects to the prompt, a lot of people fear death the most. I feel like if you overcome the fear of death, you live such an amazing life and you're able to appreciate and experience so many great things in life. And then I'll close it with using myself as an example. When I was first paralyzed, I had PTSD and I feared being shot again. I feared being out in public again. And for I want to say 2-3 weeks when I came home from the hospital, it was summertime. I'm 18 years old. I'm paralyzed. I would just sit in my room looking at how the sunny the day is, but I was too scared to go out. But once I finally overcame that fear and rolled on my porch and came outside into the summer heat and warmth, and I realized, like, okay, I'm scared, but I have to move forward with my life, because if not, I'm gonna keep myself in a illusion of that something's gonna happen. And once I broke out of that, look at me now. I'm on a podcast with two amazing gentlemen helping the world.
Were you afraid of violence? Is that what you were afraid? What were you afraid of when you had the PTSD?
Yeah. So trauma, the brain thinks it's so smart. The human brain thinks it is a very smart thing. So what the brain does is always trying to protect you. The false you at that. That's what makes it even worse. It's already trying to protect the false you, the ego. So my brain was basically just trying to prevent the same thing happening again. So it was trying to tell me to, like, be aware of signs. Oh, that looks like that. That looks like danger. That looks like. So I was always in a never ending thought process of perceiving some type of threat. And once I realized that that's my mind creating the illusion, it's due to a real thing. It's due to real trauma I experienced, but it's like my mind was trying to predict that it would happen again and prevent it before it was even taking place, which was a trap that
And
my
what
mind.
that did, the trap. My goodness, I was about to say the same word. So you felt kind of, you trapped yourself, and then the minute you, I don't know what did it, what the switch was, but the minute you were able to just, what is it? Let go, stop worrying, roll yourself out there. What did it? Do you remember? Was it one thing?
Yeah, it was two things. One, the first thing was me trying to commit suicide. I attempted to commit suicide, and I don't know, it's a mixture between chickening out and, like, coming to a realization. After that situation, though, like, I was very upset with myself that I even tried to harm myself. So I started to go through a process of reflecting, like, what would make you want to take your own life? And then I was thinking, like, my life, how it is now. And then I thought, how is my life now? Oh, I can't do anything because I'm scared to go outside. Then I started asking myself, why? Why are you afraid to go outside? Why are you afraid? Why? And then I started thinking, like, it's just a lot of, it sounds crazy, but just talking to myself. I talked to myself and realized, bro, you're trapping yourself with illusions of hypothetical situations that you're creating, and your fear of it is making it almost seem real. Your belief in these things is making it real. Then I also put it to the test. Anytime where I would feel, oh, something's gonna happen, this is about to happen, I will wait to see if it happened, and it wouldn't. So it's almost like anytime you ever got on a plane or rode a roller coaster or anything, you thought, oh, I just saw the movie Final Destination. They were on a roller coaster and it broke apart and everyone died. And then you're on a roller coaster and you're thinking, oh, what if I die? What if I die? And then the roller coaster ends. And it's like, oh, what was all that nonsense I was thinking about? Why was I even thinking that? So, yeah, just breaking free, like you said. Free.
You caught on to, it's a mental trap. Like you were trapping yourself. And Jarvis, I want to hear your thoughts on this. He who has overcome his fears will truly be free.
I mean, I could piggyback off Tree, plenty of times, but I'm gonna change it up for the listeners because maybe not everybody go through the traumatic experiences that we go through. So I'm gonna say a man that overcomes his fears is truly free, even if it's a business plan that people got in mind, even if it's got something to do with being successful, but you hesitant to do it because you're scared of failure, you're scared that people may laugh at you, you're scared that that it may not work. It's just the fear of what if. That's what kills a lot of people. And once you kill that what if fear, I mean, you able to do anything, because at that point you're not looking at it as if, what if it don't work out, or what if it do? You already know it's gonna work out by faith. So now you just moving on that trajectory. It's moving up a hill. So for all the listeners that's trying to do business or trying to branch out and do something different, it's gonna be uncomfortable for sure, because it's new, and it's gonna force you to go back into being comfortability, or to your comfortability, and that's what the fear lies at. Oh no, I'm not really used to this. I'm gonna go back to doing what I used to do. Don't do that. Stay uncomfortable. Make your uncomfortable you're comfortable now, because as you do that, you grow extremely. You grow every time, and you overcoming a lot of things.
And the growth, I'm associating the word growth with being free.
Yeah,
You have
that's
to
the
be
bar.
free to grow,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like if
Yeah.
you're trapped, if you're worried about failing, like you're saying, or in your case, Tree, if you're just, doing that movie in your head of all the terrible things that are going to happen, you're trapped.
And
Yeah,
And
you
also,
trapping yourself.
and it's getting over it. Jarvis, how would you say, what's the recipe for
The
getting over?
recipe to that, is a B, to face them. I once heard a wise man say, the one way to beat your fears is to stop running from them. I never really understood what he was talking about, because I always thought he was talking about it physically. But no, he's telling you to sit down, face it mentally, spiritually. It's gonna be okay. It's uncomfortable. Yes, but once you face it, it's uncomfortable. It's so much uncomfortable it's uncomfortable to face things that you feel that's a fear to you. So people kind of, gradually they kind of like, nah, I'm gonna just let that hang up right there. I'm comfortable with staying away from it. But once you kind of face it on head first, like, you become stronger as a person, mentally, spiritually, and physically. You're able to move at a different pace now. You're not limited to the things that you had. You know what I'm saying? Not the eyes of all. That's why I always try to tell a lot of people, is like, being comfortable is kind of like being on life support. And they always look at me like that's weird, but in a way you are on life support because you're comfortable. The moment that you become uncomfortable, it becomes hard to live for you. So the moment I unplug you from this machine, it become hard for you to live. But you gotta face these things. Like me personally, I'm gonna use it as an example. I ain't gonna keep it too long. I want to become my own entrepreneur. I know me personally, Jarvis can't really work a 9 to 5 because I don't really have the attention span for that. Okay, cool. So I need the knowledge to branch out and make my own empire. What's stopping me? Oh man, that what if it don't work out? What if I do put all my time into this empire and it don't work? Now I'm back at base one. But what if I do put all my time into it and it do work out? Or what if it's a little hard, but if I stick with it, I get it over. I get it. So now I'm just starting to, you got to learn how to face, or like I always say, choose your heart. So I'm just choosing that to be my heart. Like right now,
Yeah.
I'm just facing all the odds right now.
You're going to come up with a quote, remember, on that. Like that's the assignment. You're going to come up with another quote that choose your heart. In fact, maybe that is the quote. We're going to be doing that one. That one is really, really good. I'm going to share really quickly. 20 years ago, when you all were just babies, pretty much, I had this dream where I was being chased it was like a maze. Have you ever seen like a mouse that's in a little maze where it's just like running around and there's, you know,
Yeah,
quick
like
turns
it doesn't know how
everywhere
to get out.
and it doesn't know how to get out, right? And I was running and I was fearing for my life. Like I will start feeling it again if I think about this too hard. I got to get through this. But someone was going to kill me. And it was clear to me they were right behind me. So what I was trying to do was I was trying to run and then turn really quick and then turn really quick again because I was thinking he's not going to be able to follow my path if I keep turning and I can get away. So I keep doing this and then I got this sense of, okay, wait, this could be working here. And I make a turn He's standing right there, staring at me. And that's when like all the fears came to like a boiling point. And I was like, okay, I'm gone. You know, this is my death. And I'll never forget this. Like he just looked at me and then he set me on fire somehow. Okay. And I was like literally burning up and I was experiencing my own death after that fear. And then I don't know why, I don't know how, I, with my own mind, said, all right, I'm gone. Or it was some kind of like, okay, I got to accept this. The minute, you know
Maybe
where
it
this
was
is
something
going.
that you realized, like maybe you got to the point where, like you just say, I'm not finna keep running. I'm gonna face it, you know, and like,
That's it. That's it. I was done running. I was
man,
tired. And I just said, okay, I'm gone. The minute I accepted it and I was like there and I was okay with it, the fire went out. And I'm
what?
sitting here and I'm looking at him and I saw him blink. Then this is so crazy. I held out my hand, like my arm,
Mm-hmm.
not to shake his hand, but I just held up my arm and I looked at it. And I looked back at him and I set my own arm on fire. I did it. And then he just turned and ran. And it was like, look, this is crazy, but it's one of those situations where my problem was I was afraid. The minute I was not afraid and I accepted something, I was the powerful one. And I thought about that freedom. This is what the quote made me think about. Just how I was all powerful, like being able to set my own hand on fire. Like, what are you trying to do to me, dude? Like, I can do this on my own. Anyway, I just share that because I still talk about it, obviously, and it was 20 years ago. But then when I get confronting something in real life, I feel like I reach back for that one, you know, and realize, hey, just relax, right? So thank you for indulging me on that one. Let me read this quote again. And I want a counterclaim, okay? I want to try one here.
But also I want to add like fear as well before we go to the counterclaim or before we change. Fear also is attached to like the fight or flight. So a lot of times fear can almost literally paralyze you to where you're like not deciding or you're like not making a move in your life. And that can be like you're trapped. Damn. That can be like you're literally physically trapped and you're stuck.
Yes.
And like they said, you become free once you release the fear.
I think it's called cortisol. That's what's released. It's a chemical, like it's in the back of your neck. And the minute it's the fight or flight hormone, you know, it's the one that just gets shot into you the minute you just like paralyze, you know, the fear grips you. So that's
So what do you
real.
think would be a good clowner king for this?
I don't know. I mean, he who has overcome his fears will truly be free.
So could I say the ones that because I always kind of think about this, right? Now just hit me out. Both of y'all, I would love y'all thoughts on this. I always kind of think of like this: the people that's at the top or the people that made it out the bucket is like the people that kind of overcame their fears. And what I mean by that, I'm gonna describe it a little deeper. So people that's in a higher the elites or like people that made it, multimillionaires and stuff like that. I feel like those are the people that kind of conquered their fears versus the people that kind of work 9 to 5s and just walk the street like normal people. And I feel like they haven't conquered their fears and they more contempt and comfortable with where they at. So they don't even kind of even think to even kind of face those fears. And I don't know, I don't want to be wrong about that, but that's what I kind of think separates a lot of us from being greats. It's like that we haven't really faced a lot of fears, and that's why these people where they at, because they face fears, they sacrificed, they did a lot of time and a lot of stuff for this stuff. So like, I
But
don't
most
know.
people would rather have the comfort.
Yeah, there you go. Like of not just of just being contempt of like, I got a phone or I got a car, I got a house. It might not be the best, but I have it, and I'm okay with this.
I
But
see that. I see that. Were you thinking counterclaim with that?
yeah, like yeah, that was
What's
the
the count? What's
counterclaim.
the counterclaim? You spell it out.
The counterclaim to me was basically like the people that don't overcome their fears are basically like NPCs. I want to say like you just work the regular normal fast. You trapped into the system. I'm just speaking differently of rather than violence or guns though. Like
I
like
got
people
you.
that don't overcome that, they stuck into the 9 to 5s or the rat race. Let me say that. That's the perfect thing. They
I
stuck in the
got you.
rat race. So
Well,
like,
okay, so because that kind of fits the claim, right? Like, Tree. Why don't you? What's going on in your mind? I want to bring a couple things together because something's emerging.
I would say, even if you overcame your fears, you can still be a slave to other things. I don't think freedom only comes from not being afraid of things,
Okay. Okay.
because you can
Okay.
be a slave or you can be trapped to other people's expectations. You can be trapped to other people's ideas. So you could be a fearless
There
person,
you
but
go.
you can be a fearless person all you want. But if you live in your life in the box of other people's ideologies or expectations or things like that,
There you go.
you're still trapped. You're still a slave. You're just a courageous slave. So
Okay.
I mean,
I follow.
you're not
I
completely free
follow
because
that.
you're afraid of things. You're free of fear, at least. You have freedom of fear, but you could still be trapped. Like for instance, like a army person, for instance, an army person. You the bravest soldier, but you still have to take orders. And what if one of the orders you get is kind of morally against what you feel is right? Yeah, you don't have no fear to take life. You're a fearless warrior. You take life in the honor of your country. But now you're faced with a decision. Do I obey the people that are above me, or do I go against that? Fear might not even make you do the order. It's just simple fact that you're under someone, so you're not free. You work for somebody. You're under somebody. You have freedom, but you have to truly use it. And I feel like to truly use your entire freedom, you have to be free of all things, free of ideas, free of almost free of yourself. Because the illusion of yourself, the identity of your ego, that is what molds and bends itself to try to fit into a
That's
mold
what
and be perfect.
traps you.
So real freedom comes from dissolving the illusion of ego. But yeah, that's
yeah,
basically,
that too. That too though.
you can't be free
Or
unless.
or finding yourself. I could say that too though. Like it
Yeah.
ain't
What
always
about
about killing
finding
your ego.
yourself?
Yeah, cause it's about finding yourself too though. Cause like, okay, like let's say for instance, okay, you do overcome your fears. Like you say, it don't always be that a person fears something, right? So let's say, okay, you do overcome that stuff though, but you still like still stuck in a way though. You see what I'm saying? You're not really progressing. If you get what I'm saying, man, like I don't know for.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
look, boom, you want to start a business. You're afraid to start the business. But you do it anyway. You're like, okay, I overcame my fear of starting my business. But you running your business program or you running your business model based off what your uncle said would be a good model. Oh,
Right, right.
I think you
There
should
you
run a
go.
business
There
like
you go. So
this.
like you
So
you
now it's like
overcame your fear, but yeah, like
you still moving based off other people's like what they believe, like, oh well, I did it like this, so you gotta do it like this. And if you're not a strong minded person, you just gonna go with what
right.
they.
All right, there you go. He explained to me then. That's cool then. Cause I get what you're saying now.
And I'll bet you could get a psychologist to really dig into that, and they would argue maybe that when you follow someone else's lead, that actually does reveal a fear, but you're just not. It's not as overt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether that's true or not, but I think that the subtleties that you two are bringing up are real. It's not
Right.
all about overcoming fear. There's other things that keep us from being everything we can be.
Yep. Which is like it could be family, places, things. But just to argue and be a counterclaim against this though, like I still know people to this day, like that overcome fears, but even though when they overcome their fears, they still don't do nothing productive. Like with overcoming their fears, like okay, we get that you overcame your fear though, but like you still not moving in a sense. And that's why I be kind of saying to people like, okay, like you overcame your fear, so what next? Like, was it even a fear problem? Like,
There
you
you
see what I'm
go.
saying? Like,
That's a new one. That's a new counterclaim right there. So you got someone who's so courageous, okay? They're not afraid of dying anymore. And they just don't have a purpose. Like they're just good just sitting around all day. Why try for anything? I'm just going to be kind of lazy. I don't want to really accomplish anything. I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid of going to hell. I got no one
yeah,
in my ear that's saying, "Why don't you do something?"
right. And then like, cause it be those type of people, like just how you explained it, it'll be a person just like that, and they'll just be more of like, if it come, it comes. If it don't, it don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they're not putting no effort into it, cause
That's
like
not freedom. That's like you're just
you
becoming
just BS.
powerless.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
accepting your own powerlessness.
That's what I started to think of too when I heard the question, when I heard the statement. Like, what is free? What is free? What is
There's
that?
your essential question.
Like, what is free?
What does that
Right.
mean?
Like, free of what? Because okay, not
Cause
having
ain't nothing free.
fear is like, for instance, a person that's in jail. You know how many fearless people are in prison, but they still in prison. So it's like, how are you free?
You see what I'm saying?
I don't mean to laugh.
Like, what
You
I
is
mean,
take
that's
true?
crazy.
What is the true? What is
Well,
true freedom?
you know what? Well, Malcolm X, I got this line down when he said, when he picked up those books and stuff, when he was kind of recuperating himself in prison, he said, when I was reading those books, I have never felt more free than when I was in that prison cell reading books. I didn't feel free when I was on the streets. I felt free because his mind was going right. So, back to your thing, Tree. If it's a mindset, I mean, isn't freedom a mindset?
It
I
is.
don't know.
It
What do
is.
you
That's
think?
crazy. It really is, though. It really is.
Yeah, but
That's see now. If that's the true thing, though, if freedom really a mindset, then we need to get half the whole world on here then, till we can help them, man. Cause I ain't gonna lie, man. If that's just a mindset and you think you free and you move like you free, cause I ain't gonna lie, Mr. Fox, what you think of yourself is what you project of yourself, is what you act out. Like, and that's something that I be telling the young community too. Like, if you think of yourself as a 30 popper or a 50 round carrier, these are the things that your brain are going to play out and you're going to act out. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So you got to
yeah.
be careful of what you think of yourself and what you project of yourself.
Let me do
Man.
this because I promised this at the beginning. I said we were going to talk about the Minneapolis thing. Okay. Let me try this here. Back on the 24th, Saturday morning, we got this guy that was a legal observer and he had his phone out, and ICE agents came at him along with a couple women by him, and they pushed the women, the ICE agents, and he tried to get in front of them to protect the two women. And unfortunately, he got tackled and shot and killed by ice. Okay. That action that he took in a chaotic environment, I'm going to say the action of, hey, get your phone out. He's in the middle of the street and there's ICE agents all over. Right there, that's going to take a little bit of courage. And he's got to at least not have a fear of something to be able to do that. Your normal person won't do that. And then he tries to protect those women. And, if he's pushing an ICE agent away from someone, he's asking for it. So I'm thinking his mindset. I don't know where to go really with this event and how to connect it to the quote. Okay. So I'd like to actually hear from both of you if there's anything you see about, people who seem to really take on and put themselves in dangerous situations around law enforcement, or, just in chaos in general, and, what they're thinking and how it might fit with this quote. That's an open-ended question. And if it doesn't click with you, we'll do it with another quote later. But what are your thoughts?
Mine's is, I'm gonna just kick it off. Mine's is, to be honest, like, I did that a couple of times, but not trying to take the glory from him though. I just feel like in those moments that I did, kind of stick up for other people that I felt couldn't stick up for themselves, it's kind of humanity. Like, like at this point, like, you gotta know that you're doing something wrong, man. Like, you wrong for what you're doing. So at this point, I'm gonna step in, like, even though it may cause my life or cause a consequence, but what you doing here is wrong as a human. It's just wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? When some people just don't like that, and like in that scenario, like, I'm not gonna lie, that's murder for ICE agents though, because I mean, if you push them to the ground or you tackle him, he's no longer a threat to you, period. So you got him under control. You probably still shot him or whatever the case is. That's just crazy. But I condone that, condone it to his family. You know what I'm saying? For being a righteous person, man. It wasn't about the color, or the race, and not like that, man. It was about being righteous. That's just being righteous, man. Like, I'm not gonna let you just be pushing on elderly women or old people or people with their kids. Like, even if they ain't, I don't have to know them, man. That's just wrong, man. Come on, like, what you doing? That's wrong. You know what I'm saying? You're abusing your authority right now, and these people can't stand up to you, or unless you're gonna kill them like you killed me or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's just crazy.
Tree, what are you thinking?
I think that anybody that is truly on the side of freedom, on the side for freedom, they more than likely are willing to give their life for it, and they more than likely are aware that that may be a cost, because a lot of times, and then the lack of fear of, like Jarvis just said, like, a righteous person with humanity within them, they will take it there with you. A righteous human being that is full of humanity will take it there with you and not be afraid of your gun, your political position, not nothing. Because I feel like that's, not to make it too religious or any spiritual, but I feel like that's where God is. I feel like God is in the midst of true justice and true freedom. And when God is in the midst of that, death is like a mere illusion, because that man that
Yeah, that's true.
that sacrificed himself, he will be remembered forever by his family, by the families of those people who he protected, by the rest of humanity, because this is about precedented time we in. So anybody who puts their life on the line for freedom, and then also overcomes their own fear to help, that is free. And it's like, I ain't gonna lie, I feel like this might sound, I don't want this to be, I don't want this to come off dark. I don't want this to sound dark, but I feel like death is the true freedom. outside of like the surface level freedom you can have here, just like free of like, well, I know I'm free. We're free. We're free thinkers. Free thinking and free thinking is the first step. But I feel like the ultimate form of freedom is death. It's transitioning out of this entire shebang in the first place. But not to say that people should be running to that. Not to say that I don't want it to come out like I'm encouraging like people to hurt themselves or the only way to get out of here is to be alive. But just for a person that's has lost their life in the middle of the fight for freedom, and you had to go past fear to even. Cause I'm pretty sure he was afraid to get, but he faced that fear and said, "I don't care. I'm finna record these people doing wrong. Oh my God, he's pushing them. I'm finna get in the middle of it." And some may say it cost him his life, but I would say granted him his freedom. Now he doesn't even have to
It's
no longer deal
crazy
with
that
others.
that cost him his life though, man. Like seriously though, but I love a courageous person, and I do truly give him his flowers because at that point I don't even think it was really fear or nothing like that. He's watching people be oppressed, defenseless. These people are being attacked, they defenseless. Like, come on, man. Like, what more do you want from them, gang? Like, and that's probably what he got to, and that's probably what a lot of people get when they just start to see stuff where it's just okay. Now this is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's enough. It's enough, man. Come on now. This is not the only guy that lost his life. You know, a lady lost her life also for out there protesting with them too as well. You know, so this is not the first United States citizen that you guys then killed. You guys are being very rambunctious. You're doing anything. You're walking up into people's establishments. You're going into people's bags. You're a threat. You're harassing people. What you're doing is you came to do a job, but what you're doing is oppressing the people. And now you got the people that's getting enough courage to say, you know what, here, this is enough. It's even black people out there, white people, Asian people, Indian people out there telling them people, man, hey, look, this is enough, man. Now we get y'all doing y'all job, but this is enough. Yeah, y'all overdoing it. It's enough. You killing too many people. You know what I'm saying? This is enough, man. Come on now, this is enough. We get that you here to do a job, but for that man, Alex Jeffrey, what he did was he became courageous for a group of people that was being oppressed. And we need more people like that. And if you ever pay attention to it, every time we get leaders or people just like him that'll stand up in the midst of hell and hot water for people that's been oppressed, you see exactly what they do to them. They kill them. They make them a mockery. They make them an example for anybody that wants to stand up in hot water. This is what your end will be. And that's what they're trying to do is you're trying to control us by fear. You're trying to oppress us. Anybody that come out here and stand for these people, this is what you're going to get. You're going to die. So you telling me at this point, you killing United States citizens for defending human people?
That
We pay you our tax dollars and you kill us for defending righteous immigrants. Half the people that we protected got papers. So you telling me you're going to kill me and we pay you our tax dollars? Come on, man.
yeah, that was
What's throwing me
interesting.
off? What's throwing me off? This is a mini super mini tangent, super mini. But what's throwing me off is that they calling these people aliens. Like, why are they calling human beings aliens, bro? Like, then somebody told me like, oh, that just means foreign. I said, we have a word for that, foreign. Like I could have sworn alien means we don't know. Like they're unidentified. They know where these people coming from. Like they coming from countries like Venezuela, wherever. I feel like if it was a race of people and we were identifying them as aliens, we wouldn't know their language. They wouldn't have they would have just appeared here out of nowhere. They don't have like a country we could send them back to. We don't understand their language. There's no language on this planet that they speak. They have their own language, and that would be considered to me an alien. If that happened, like, oh, we found these people. These people came out of nowhere. They're in Los Angeles now. It's like 30,000 people, and they all speak this weird language. We don't know what they're saying. They look strange. I would think, okay, yeah, those are alien people. They are seeing these people from other countries are illegal aliens. That's throwing me off. Like, why are y'all calling these people aliens? And then also,
You know it's crazy. That's
there's a
crazy.
so they're saying this. So if it's an illegal alien, there's legal aliens. Like, what's going on? So there's something as a legal alien because, bro, I had a small thought, bro, that
And I get the mini.
what if
I
these
got
are
the mini
really
tangent.
aliens
I know
though?
it.
Man, that's not fair to these people.
I think these people really aliens. There's a small tangent. I just don't understand that.
Gonna keep it a buck, gang. If you really want to say that, then we might as well say then the whole United States ain't nothing but a big ass joke. Ain't nothing but a big ass democracy. You know what I'm saying? Or democracy, whatever you want to call it. Because at this point, our label is for freedom and justice for all. You telling me we done made these people pledge allegiance to these flags for years? For years, and it was illegal? And then you want to come do this to these people? Come on, man. These people have a culture. These are real people, gang. They not coming over here to do no harm to nobody, bro. They come over here to bring culture, love, peace. Yeah, it is a couple of bad people. Just like it's a couple of bad people for us. It's a couple of bad people for them. That don't matter, bro. These people over here doing good, man. And I understand that a lot of people that's idiots and that they might think, oh, they coming over here and taking our stuff. But man, on some real stuff, man. And I've been born here and raised here. These people ain't taking nothing that we wasn't offered. These people over here bringing their kids over here so their kids can have a better life. It ain't for them. It's for their kids, folks. All we trying to do is come over here, live, and get our kids to some freedom, man. Come on, man. We in a shitstorm right now. And all they doing is, no, kill them all, send them back. Bro, come on. That's
It's
not humane.
frustrating. Look,
That's not the way God want us to live, man.
Jarvis, I feel you. I feel you. Here's what I want to do. I'm going to ask both you the same question. I want you to keep it brief, and this will close us out for today, okay? And the question is this: what do you want to say to protesters right now? People who are going to get up, it's -10 out. You know, they're in communities that are not safe anymore, but they are motivated and they want to do something. What do you want to say to them?
Yeah, man. I just feel like I tell this to all the listeners and anybody listening, man. If God give you the urge to go stand up for something right, man, go stand up for something right, man. Don't just sit down on your butt, man. Go stand up for them people, cause all I'm gonna say is this: tables turn, bridges burn. You live and you learn. It's their turn now, and we think it's funny. It's their turn now. But just please have some humanity and just, man, because I'm telling you, unless you on the other foot, it'd be a different situation. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you. Tree, close us out.
To the protesters that are already organized, and to the ones that are thinking about getting organized, thinking about getting into the fight, I would say first things first, organize. Meaning, it has to be some type of order to it. Everything we're doing has to have order, because chaos doesn't really solve things. So like getting too emotional and just like raging out, it's like they're trying to rage bait us. They're trying to rage bait us into looking like we're crazy in a sense. So I would say first organize, and secondly think about past revolutions and past movements that actually got change, and we need to try to possibly mirror those. One example would be the civil rights movement. Martin Luther King and the civil rights movement and leaders, they got a lot of change done without ever lifting a hand back at the oppressor, because that can be used against us. Like violence, you trying to match their violence can easily turn against us. So organize and try to find ways where we can peacefully present our protest and our our fight against oppression. Violence should be the last straw, like the very, 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 very last straw.
Discipline. I'm going to throw that in there. I want to pick up the discipline theme maybe in our next get together, but I appreciated that. I appreciated this podcast. This was special.
Likewise.
So thank you, fellas. And we will, that'll be it for now for Teach Different. Look for our next podcast soon. And we're going to try as much as we can to apply these conversations to real life, so we can maybe help get people centered and more disciplined and freer. So take care, everybody.